Welcome to the second episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Lucky. We are going to do just college football in this episode. I'm going to start off with a surprise question for Mitch. Give me your top five in college football of what you've seen this year.
My top five. Whew. I'm going Bama number one.
Bama number one, okay.
They've been there. They've done it. Resume, not up for resume. However, I think whenever you start there, you gotta stay there unless you have, a blunder, and they don't really ever have any blunder. So they're consistent. Keep them there. Number two, I'm going OU.
Boomer.
I think last week that UT game was a little closer score-wise than it actually was.
That should have been.
Yeah. I mean, it was a 7-point game.
Hey, defense.
Anybody who watched that game was absolutely dominated. It was a blowout.
Hey, what wins championships again?
Jalen Hurts?
I think it's defense, too.
Oh,
9 sacks?
A combination of that will work. Yeah, Sam Ehlinger, that guy stinks. Anyway, so I got Bama 1, OU 2. Number 3, as much as it pains me to say, I'm going Ohio State.
Ohio State over LSU?
Yeah, they've been very impressive this year.
What's been impressive about Ohio State?
Just the way they've beat teams. I mean, they've thoroughly dominated everybody they've played.
Blowout scores.
Yeah, and their defense is good. The reason I'm putting LSU number 4, that defense stinks.
Utah State had like 30-something, like 38, I think.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, the offense is prolific, very good.
2 great wins.
Yeah, I mean,
Austin against Texas.
I mean, yeah, LSU, very good team. Like I said, they'll have their biggest test of the year against Bama. But right now, I think that defense is a big question mark. However, the offense does look good, really good. And number 5. Oof.
You got Clemson, Wisconsin, Penn State.
Oh, man, I totally skipped that on Clemson, huh?
Yeah, you did.
I'm going to go Clemson 5.
Clemson at 5?
That's
okay.
fair.
Yeah.
I think that game at North Carolina kind of told me a lot about the type of team they are. I'm not really sold on them. Trevor Lawrence, I think a little of what you saw in the college football playoff was smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
I watched him last year, had quite a few of his completion bets, and he was really inaccurate during the season, like against Boston College. Infuriated me. And then he went to the playoff and absolutely showed out, and everybody thought that he was his top talent. Very good quarterback, however. I don't think he is that guy.
He's not
yet.
a Heisman.
Not yet. No.
All right, let's see how you react to my top 5. Number 1, LSU.
Oh, God.
2 big wins. I respect that.
Defense?
Better wins than anyone else has.
You did say defense wins championships, right?
It does, and that's why at number 2, Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner, baby. Jalen Hurts, he's going to get our 3rd Heisman in a row. That defense, I haven't seen an OU defense like that in a long time. Since Tommy Harris played.
Quick question, though. What is Bama getting penalized for?
No big wins. No big wins.
I mean,
they start off slow against South Carolina. Their defense doesn't look that good. I think OU matches up really well against Alabama, actually. Our high-powered offense against that defense, and then I think our defense could have a few drives where they stop Tua.
They could have used that last year for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely could have.
Yeah. That's why at number 3 I have Alabama. Alabama, I don't think this is the normal Alabama team that we normally see, but Nick Saban coach teams are just they're born to win. They're bred to win.
Yeah.
Hard to stop.
Why you can't penalize them?
No, I'm going to penalize them. Then Ohio State, and then Clemson.
Yeah, I like Clemson.
Clemson at 5. Yeah.
That North Carolina game.
They could have lost one play. That 2-point conversion.
North Carolina lost at home. Appalachian State, good program. However,
they're ranked now.
Yeah,
24
Sun Belt team. If you're number 1 in the country, you can't go. I don't care. The ACC is awful.
Yeah, the ACC is trash.
You can't go to North Carolina and have basically a hold your breath moment. I mean, if North Carolina gets that 2-point conversion, we might not be talking about Clemson the rest of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down to the game. So the first game on the docket, Friday night, Ohio State is a 28.5-point favorite against Northwestern. Who do you have there, Mitch, or do you have any input?
I don't have this game. However, I'm showing 28. Just
28?
Wow. Depending on which way you're going. However,
I took plus 28.5 Northwestern.
Then you like that line way better.
Plus 28.5.
Man, I don't really have a lot of opinions on that game. It's a game that I think Ohio State should run away with. However, I mean, you win by 4 touchdowns, you dominated the game.
Yeah.
In your case, if Ohio State wins by 4 touchdowns, you win.
I win. Right.
So,
you spot them 28.5. Northwestern slows down games. They had a pretty close game against Wisconsin, relatively close for Wisconsin standards, because they've been blowing other teams out.
Yeah, my only issue with that one is Northwestern at home lost to Michigan State by 21.
Yeah.
So that scares me. Michigan State's bad.
Yeah, Michigan State is not good.
But I mean, college football is a week-to-week thing.
Right. I just think it's not a game Ohio State's going to come into hyped up about. They're not going to be amped up to play Northwestern. So I think 28.5. So you spotted team 28.5.
Better be careful
in the
though.
Big Ten. I'm going to take it.
I mean, that's like that type of game's got Saturday 11 a.m. written all over it.
Yeah.
Friday night game.
True.
Get a little more amped up Friday night.
True.
So
we'll see. Next game, the Sooners at home against West Virginia. The line is -34. I'm going to take the over 63. I think OU's probably going to put up 50-something. And then at the end in the fourth quarter, West Virginia might get a few scores, push it over 63.
Yeah, again, I'm not on this game. I definitely wouldn't take West Virginia. After last week, they hosted Iowa State and lost by 24.
They did have a close game against Texas, though. That was
they
in
did.
Morgantown.
Yeah, they did.
And right before OU Texas.
Yeah, they definitely played up for that game. And then
Right.
last week, I think with Iowa State in town, was kind of a letdown game.
Right.
Again, they might play up. 34 points is a lot.
Yeah.
Do I think OU's capable of covering? Absolutely. But
Right.
you said you like the over?
I like the over.
I wouldn't take the under.
Yeah,
So
I like the over.
yeah.
Okay, next game, Wisconsin, 31-point favorites against Illinois. Who you got there?
You got anything here?
No.
Okay.
No dog in that fight.
Yeah, I am all over this game. I like Wisconsin, Illinois over 51. I know it's a Big Ten game. Reason being, the line did start at 49. It's jumped up to 51. Wisconsin does average 42.5
The over
points.
under jumped up to 51.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say, spread?
The line.
Oh, well, yeah.
Over
line.
under.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Same thing. Anyway, Wisconsin averages 42.5 points a game. That's second in the Big Ten. One of the best offenses there. Illinois also averages 30.7 points a game on offense. So they do actually have a higher end offense in terms of the Big Ten. However, their defense also allows 30.7 points a game, which is 13th in the Big Ten. So look for Wisconsin to score a lot of points here. I think Illinois is more than capable of putting up at least 10. So I think this game should go over for sure.
That'll be interesting. I think I like the over too. It's weird taking over 50-something in a Big Ten.
Yeah.
Feels odd.
I hear Wisconsin, but I mean, again, Illinois is really soft up front. Jonathan
Right.
Taylor should have another day.
Right.
So
Okay, Florida, 5-point favorites against South Carolina. South Carolina just had the biggest game of their season, knocking down Georgia. Florida just got beat. I really like Florida -5 here.
yeah, I mean, if you'd have told me before last week that South Carolina is going to get 2 top 10 wins here in the next 2 weeks, I'd have called you crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you're on this game?
Yeah, Florida -5.
Florida
no
-5.
doubt.
I got the same pick. I like Florida -5. Florida does average 429 yards of offense per game, and South Carolina gives up 403.7 yards a game. That is 12th in the SEC, so they're definitely on the lower tier for defense.
Right.
And Florida's got one of the best scoring defenses in the
absolutely.
SEC. So I think 5.5 is kind of a little disrespectful to Florida. I think South Carolina's given a little more credit than they deserve,
Yeah.
especially after last week.
They just got inflated. After
Yeah,
last week,
so hey, thank you to Vegas for that line. I
Right.
think it's a gift.
Right. All right, now back to the Big 12. Baylor with a very, 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 very lucky win last week over Tech. The refs definitely helped them out over there, but they remain undefeated. They're going to Stillwater to play Oklahoma State. Even though they are ranked, Oklahoma State is not. Oklahoma State is the favorite. I got them -3.5. I'm taking Baylor +3.5 all day.
Yeah, I'm not on that game, but I don't know. I don't know what I like there. Looking at the game, I feel like that's definitely the game that Baylor drops. However, I mean, maybe I should be giving them a little more respect than I am.
I think Baylor's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they're 6-0. I mean, by the looks of it, the Big 12 championship is going to be OU and Baylor.
Yeah.
But, I mean, UT's done.
Yeah.
So
See ya, Ellinger.
I mean, wow, who would have thought that before the season?
Right.
So you do like Baylor +3.5?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't fault you for it. 6-0 team, trying to stay unbeaten.
Right.
I mean, so can't have a letdown letdown game.
Yeah. And like
Except for
Gundy,
that,
he's a scary guy to play against. You don't want to go against Gundy, but
Yeah.
I think Baylor goes in and takes care of business here.
If I was a betting man, I'd probably take the opposite, but I don't
You
fault
take
you.
Oklahoma State?
Yeah, I'm not on
-3.5?
I'm not on that game. If I were to take it, I would buy it down to 3.
Okay.
Just in case it pushed. But again, I'm not on it, so you probably know a little bit more about that one than I do.
I'll go Baylor. All right, back to the Big Ten. Michigan. Jim Harbaugh's Michigan going to Penn State. Penn State favored by 9 What do you have there?
I am actually on that one as well. I'm on under 46.5. Reason being,
Big Ten football.
Yeah, I know I took the Wisconsin over and everything,
Yeah.
But I mean those are
Real
two,
Big Ten football.
Those are, I mean, in terms of the Big Ten, those are absolutely prolific offenses in terms of Wisconsin and Illinois, and Penn State has shown to be a prolific offense in terms of the amount of points they've scored per game. However, last week they faced their toughest defensive test in Iowa. And what was the final, 17-12?
Something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, low-scoring game, nighttime up in at Penn State. Penn State's defense averaging 8.2 points per game allowed. That's second in the Big Ten.
Yeah, that's great.
Michigan, 17.5 points allowed per game, which is also really good, especially in college. That's fifth in the Big Ten. I see this being a defensive game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not playing the over-under, but I do think Michigan plus 9 is not a bad call. I think Harbaugh's going to come out ready to play. Penn State, they look all right, but I don't think they're the best team in the Big Ten.
They definitely look better before last week than after last week.
Right.
Yeah. Iowa, I don't think, is very good.
And with it being low scoring, a 9-point spread, I think Michigan might be able to stay within a touchdown.
Yeah,